Hi there, it's Nicole for Handmade Holiday 2016, and today I'm going to share some reindeer tote bags, and these were all inspired by a card I created for Lawn Fawn a few weeks ago, where I used the reindeer from Cherry Christmas and Toboggan together. But they're also this year's version of my treat or gift bag. The past 2 years I have used little treat bags from Lawn Fawn to create goodie bags, and this year I am using the tote bag die with these reindeer, and I'm using some non-traditional holiday colors with the aqua and the gray. I did a whole collection of projects here a few weeks ago for one of the Lawn Fawn Inspiration Weeks, where all of my cards were in aqua and gray, but they were all holiday themed cards. And I love creating some projects with non-traditional holiday colors. You could also do traditional holiday colors if you prefer that more. That is the card that this entire little project was inspired by. I'm going to be creating 4 of these tote bags with the tote bag die. I'm using 8 sheets of 6x6 paper from the Perfectly Plaid Winter Paper Collection. One thing to keep in mind is for each tote bag, you need 2 tote bag panels. So that's why I've got 8 pieces here. 2 per tote bag. And I simply picked plaid papers from the paper pad, and then I will die cut all of them. Everything, much like many of my projects for the Handmade Holiday series, are created assembly line style. So I'm going to die cut all of my panels first. I'm not going to put the tote bags together yet, but I'm going to get all of my panels die cut. Then I've die cut some circles from some Storm Cloud Lawn Fawn cardstock using one of the cross-stitched circle dies. And then I'm going to stamp each of these with some falling snow from the Snow Cool stamp set and the Yeti white pigment ink. And I'm going to stamp this little falling snow on each of these. This is going to be the embellishment panel for each of my tote bags. Then I've got a bunch of these small tags die cut from different colors of cardstock using the tiny tag dies. I love these because they are perfectly sized for a lot of the Lawn Fawn 3-dimensional tote bags, treat bags, all of those kind of things. They work perfectly for that. I am stamping the back of each of my tags with the to and from the Tiny Tag Sayings stamp set using Storm Cloud ink or the Yeti white pigment ink. Then on the front, I'm going to stamp a greeting from the Tiny Tag Sayings stamp set using those 2 ink colors plus the Merman ink as well, the nice blue ink. It just depends. Again, all of these tags were actually leftovers from when I created the card that I showed at the beginning of this video. I'm also going to link to that card at the end of this video, so if you want to see the card that inspired these tote or gift bags, you can check that out there. So there's the little to and from. Of course, I used the white pigment ink on that dark gray Storm Cloud die cut cardstock tag because the other ink colors really wouldn't show up. I'm going to stamp each of these tags with something different from the Tiny Tag Saying stamp set, but you could use all of the same greetings if you wanted to as well. Maybe to speed it up a little bit. I very much copied exactly what I did for that card, stamping the greetings that I used for that card because I used 4 of these tags on the card as well. You could create many more of these tote bags if you wanted to. You definitely don't have to stop at just 8. With my Handmade Holiday series, I do try to keep it within the hour range. This was a project that maybe took a little bit longer than that, maybe by the time I got them all put together, but really they go together fairly quickly. I have got my reindeer and accessory images from Cherry Christmas and Toboggan Together stamp sets, and I'm going to stamp those with some black ink that work with Copic coloring. And then I am simply going to color all of these images in. To save time, I'm only going to color one of the reindeer on screen. I actually colored all of them exactly the same, and then I'm going to color the accessory images. But this cuts down on time as well because they are all the exact same colors. I'm using E40, 43, 44, a little R00 for the cheeks, and then E47 and 49 for the antlers on the two reindeer that have the antlers. Very easy. This is one of my very favorite brown color combinations. And just by coloring one of them on screen, it's going to save so much time in this video since they're all colored exactly the same. The hooves are also all colored with E49. Go ahead and color in my antlers with E47, and then I'll blend in a little E49 for those as well. Once the reindeer are all colored in and blended, I am going to go ahead and color in the Santa hat and the string of lights from the Cherry Christmas stamp set with a few shades of blue markers. The trim on the Santa hat is going to be with a couple of very light shades of warm gray markers. Then I will take the ornament, outline, and solid images from Cherry Christmas and stamp those as well. You could color these in with Copic markers if you wanted to, or you can do what I did here and take the solid image, and I'm taking the Storm Cloud and Merman ink and filling in these images with the solid ornament. That's going to save just a little bit of time as far as coloring time. Once I have that, I'm going to take the coordinating Cherry Christmas and Toboggan Together dies and die cut these adorable images, run those back and forth several times till I have everything die cut. I'll take a black glaze pen and color in the noses and eyes on all of my deer. That's going to make their little faces really pop, which I love. They are so cute. These deer, I just love that Lawn Fawn has built on the collection of these because I love them. They're some of my very favorites. I'll take the Wink of Stella clear glitter brush pen over the string of lights and also the ornaments to give them a little glitz and glimmer. Even though these are non-traditional colors for holiday themed projects, I still want that holiday feel with the Wink of Stella glitter pen. And then I am going to be ready to start putting it all together. One thing I have found when creating dimensional treat bags, gift bags, pillow boxes, any of those things, if you have anything to put on the bag, it's so much easier to do while the bag is still flat. So I am going to go ahead and assemble my little scene that goes on the front of each of my tote bags here. So I'm adding the circle. I'll put some glue dots on the back of one of the deer, place that on the circle, and then add some accessories. Where the card, I used all of the reindeer, all of the accessories, all of the tags. Each of these tote bags is going to only feature one reindeer with a few accessories next to it to add some fun embellishment to these little tiny tote bags. These tote bags are perfectly sized for things like, I'm going to share some little felt ornaments I made tucked into these that I'm giving as gifts. You could also put in jewelry. I'm going to show putting some little jewelry cards inside these. I think it's such a nice way to dress up simple little gifts by putting them in a decorative bag that is special and fun. Anyone would love to get a little gift bag that looks like this, I think. At least I would. I think these are so super fun. Gift cards are another thing that works so well in this. Maybe little nail polishes and a nail file or things like that would be cute tucked into these. For guys, you could maybe put chapsticks. There's lots of different things you can put in here that I think would be so really fun to give as gifts. I love having these kinds of things on hand so that I don't have to worry about creating it last minute. I went ahead and put adhesive on the tabs. I like to use a bone folder to make sure that all of the crease lines are really nice and folded because it makes putting the bags together so much easier. I'm threading on some Lawn Fawn trimmings twine on each of my little tags and knotting it. I'll show you how I'm going to attach that as soon as I get the filler in all of my tote bags. But just a great little way to add the to and from. And these tags, again, are perfectly sized for the tote bags, the treat bags, all of those things. I just love this collection. I have got some confetti here that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I got the gray because it matches my tote bags, obviously, but any color of confetti would be so super fun. I think it's a nice little addition. But I think it works much better if you actually put the gift in first and then tuck the confetti around it. So I put the confetti in all these bags and I realized you're really not going to be able to tuck in the plush ornaments and the jewelry that I'm giving as gifts here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little jewelry card in here and tuck the confetti around it. Make sure you get it nice and full because I think it adds to the whole feel of the little gift bag or tote bag here. And then I am going to take some silk ribbon. I just went through my collection, my stash, and I'm going to grab some silk ribbon that matches my project and tie it on one side of the tote bag handle or the other, depending on which direction the reindeer is facing. And then thread through the little gift tag itself to tie it into there and make a bow. I did not leave a long enough tail here, so I'm going to have to undo this and redo my little bow, but that is what I'm going to do for each of these 4 bags. So I'll just undo that real quick. Fiddling with this ribbon probably was the most time-consuming part. I think it would have been so much easier. I probably should have just ironed that ribbon real quick. Probably would have made putting this together so much easier. I'm going to thread on my gift tag, knot this in a bow, and then I'm going to trim the ends so that the ribbon isn't hanging too low. I love silk ribbon for things like this because I think it makes a nice tight little knot and it's just easy to work with, I think. Once I have that done, I'll fiddle with my bow. Each of my tote bags is going to be all finished. So there's what it looks like with the gift in it. Here's a couple more examples. You can see that little plush reindeer ornament in there. Thanks for joining me today for my Handmade Holiday Series showcasing Lawn Fawn stamps and dies used to create reindeer tote bags. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos you might be interested in. The first one showcases the card that inspired these tote bags, and the second one is my tote bags from the Handmade Holiday Series 2015. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.